here we are getting ready to take off from OGG Kahului Maui Airport, headed towards Honolulu Airport on Oahu. Trying to give you guys a better view of the towns just beyond Kahului. They're called Waikapu and Oahu. And also to the far left is part of what is called Wailuku. You can see I'm trying to give you an idea of where those populations live. Sorry for the bouncy footage. It's hard when I'm zoomed in to keep it steady. There's the long view. You can see how it goes from Kahului to Wailuku, Oahu, and Waikapu, and then right into the West Maui Mountains. Okay, so this is approaching towards Kahakaloa as you're heading from Kahului towards Kapalua. This is the north side of the West Maui Mountains. You can see where it reaches the ocean. It's all cliffs, and there's a nice long view there. You can see the valley to the left, how narrow Maui gets, where the ocean is barely disconnected from one another. That's why they call it the Valley Isle. Here we are above the clouds that are gathering above the West Maui Mountains, heading towards Lahaina side very quickly, and we'll be passing Kapalua and Napili and all of the what they call Lahaina side towns.
If you have that larger laptop computer with an arrow switch, you can power that up at this time. You have Wi-Fi on board. It will enable to use the iMessaging. Watch free television or movies. Use the flight tracker. The fasten seatbelt sign is on at this time. You're required to remain in your seat with your seatbelt securely fastened. Please don't move about the cabin. Open the overhead vents or use the restroom at this time. Thank you so much for your cooperation.
Alright, this is the moment when I try to zoom in and give you a better look at Lahaina itself. It's a very long distance shot for this phone. This is a Pixel 8 Google phone. It's got pretty unbelievable long range view. You can see the boats in Lahaina Harbor. Just trying to give you a look at the town. You can still see where it's been decimated by the fire. You get a pretty good idea. It's still, there's construction, but you can see There's a lot of patches there where there used to be houses, and they're still reconstructing. There's the nice view of the whole line of town area that you can look down the coastline heading out of town as you're headed back towards the other side of the island. Okay, and now here we are. We just got past the west side of Maui. Now you're looking at the island of Lanai. You can see, look at those big erosion marks there. It's all just huge crevices coming down the side of that. We're going to take a look, try and give you a closer look at, I guess it would be Palehua Beach here in a second. Okay, there's Palehua Beach. It is a huge, long sand beach in a very remote area on Lanai. Sorry, it's kind of in and out of focus, but you get an idea. Look at how huge that is. But you cannot swim on it because the current is so strong. It goes to the right like a freight train. Like you can stay near the shoreline, but I promise you, you do not want to swim out into that water very far, or you can just say goodbye. You'll be headed to Japan. Okay, so I was on the left side of the plane. So as we passed Lanai, Molokai would have been on our right, but I wouldn't be able to see it. But I wanted to show you this cool wide-angle shot where you can see the curvature of the earth. It's pretty spectacular. So I just wanted to point that out to you. So we will not see Molokai from the left window. You'd have to be in the right window to see Molokai. And the next thing we'll be seeing here soon would be Oahu. Okay, so here we are. We're making a right-hand turn. We just passed the length of Oahu. People on the right side could look out the window and see what's what on Oahu, but I was on the left, so we're only seeing it now as we make the turn to go into the runway or landing strip, whatever. So now everybody on the right side of the plane is not seeing anything, but now we are seeing it. So as you come into Oahu, if you're coming from Maui, you be on the right side of the plane if you want a nice long look at Waikiki and Cocoa Head, Crater, Diamond Head, all that stuff is over there. I'm zooming in here trying to give you a closer look at the shoreline. Sorry, again, it's unstable, but when it is stable, it's pretty neat. You can see what's going on over there. I don't know what we're looking at here, but you know, it's interesting. If you know what's happening in the video, let me know, like if you recognize these places. I don't really know Oahu that well, so I cannot tell you what we're looking at until we get down closer towards Pearl Harbor and the airport area. Okay, we're coming in for landing. Sorry, we just kind of raced right past Pearl Harbor and all that stuff. I didn't really get much of a view for you, but anyhow, you get an idea of how it is. Coming in and landing at Honolulu International Airport in Oahu, Hawaii. Here we go. Touchdown in T-minus 3, 2, 1. Bingo. Just a little side note here. Some of you who have flown in from mainland or other countries and experienced landing in Hawaii with pilots that don't really have any familiarity with the trade winds and whatever the currents of the air over the islands, it can be kind of scary. Inter-island pilots for Hawaiian Airlines and Southwest are so smooth. They almost always have nice takeoffs and landings because they're doing it every day, all day. And I know that it's a very desired job for pilots to have in Hawaii, not just because it's in Hawaii, but from what I was told, taking off and landing is where it's at. That's where all the fun is. So, yeah, always got really awesome pilots. Sometimes if you travel in other places, it can be scary when you're landing and taking off, or coming into Hawaii with a inexperienced pilot for landing in Hawaii. That's dicey too. Okay, we're here. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment and ask questions.